Hi guys, so I've got some stories from Scotland to tell you, and there's quite a lot of them. So this is probably going to be more than one video, but the purpose of this is for those of you who are new followers and those of you who are old followers, to inspire you to pursue your dreams. Going to Scotland has been a dream of mine for a couple of years now, and getting to go was such a magical experience. I loved it. It got off to a rough start, but it was an amazing trip overall, and I felt so at home there. I absolutely loved it, and I just wanted to encourage you to follow your dreams. Sometimes you wait for opportunities to open up, and sometimes you make your own opportunities, and this was an instance where I made my own opportunity, and I do not regret it one little bit. Life is short, so go after what you want. And also, the other purpose of this is for those of you who have been following me a little while, for just to let you in on my life and what I was up to while I was in Scotland, because I know many of you were following the trip and know a little bit about it. So I hope you enjoy. Okay guys, so it's getting pretty cold out here. Actually, it's probably not any colder than it was before, but I'm getting pretty cold. Sorry if it's blurry. I keep trying to wipe the snow off the lens, but I think it's kind of just stuck on there. So this is going to be my last story, and it's going to be a quick one before I go. I might go back in the car and tell a story, but I kind of have to go to the bathroom too, so we'll see. I really like it here. Like, there were a lot of stone buildings in Scotland, and I really loved it because it was like old style, and there was just so much history, and it reminds me of that, and so it's making me smile. Anyway, so I was, every day I took the subway, and then I either walked to the place I was going, or I took the train and then I walked. And so because I was staying in Glasgow and not Edinburgh, I actually felt like a local, and I was surrounded by people from there and not a bunch of tourists, which I can do the touristy thing on occasion, but it's not really typically my thing. So I was very thankful that I picked Glasgow to stay in instead of Edinburgh for that reason, and for the fact that getting around, being surrounded by the locals and getting around like the locals do and all of that stuff really submerged me into the culture instead of just getting the touristy aspect of it. So I had a wonderful time, and again, their transportation system is amazing. It's wonderful, and I am so thankful I got to experience it. And yeah, it was a wonderful experience. So if you can stay in an Airbnb, I highly recommend doing that. And if you can experience things like the locals do, I also highly recommend doing that as well. So I've been staying in an Airbnb, and this morning, I got a little bit of a late start anyway, but I ended up talking to my host, and we got into politics a little bit, but it was good. But normally I don't do politics because it just causes chaos, and rather not have the chaos. I'd rather just we get along, right? But we got talking a little bit about politics and how their systems work over here in Scotland, how the EU works, and the referendum and all of that, which I found really, really interesting. And I don't know, if you don't know anything about it, I suggest looking it up. And it's really interesting to see different views and why who wanted what happened, and I don't know, it's just really interesting to find out about local happenings. And just find out about a different culture. It kind of gets you out of your headspace and thinking one certain way, and just learning how other people think and how other cultures run their systems and different things like that. So if you don't know a lot about it, I highly recommend finding somebody from the UK and talking to them about it, and maybe even finding a Scottish person and an English person to talk to, because they will have very different viewpoints. And if you're not interested, you know, I don't blame you, because politics usually just causes chaos, since we don't know how to have civilized conversations most of the time. Because, you know, just because I disagree with you doesn't mean I hate you. It just means we don't agree, and that's okay. But society unfortunately doesn't see it that way. However, it was good to have a civilized discussion about just how things work. And I'll show you the Ibrox Stadium. We're very close to the subway now. The Ibrox Stadium. This is where a lot of football, or as the Americans call it, soccer, takes place. It's a big stadium. So when there are games going on, it gets very, very busy around this area. And we are very, very close to the subway. I don't know if you can see it, but it is right there. That gray building down the street is where we are going, so that we can explore for the day. Yes, I'm in a very residential area. It's pretty quiet over here. I've quite liked it. I'm very, very thankful that I decided to stay in Glasgow, because Edinburgh was great to visit for a couple of days, but I feel like I got a true experience of what it would be like to be here because I stayed in Glasgow. So I actually haven't taken the bus at all. I don't know how I managed to do that, but I've been taking the subway a lot. I think every day, actually. I've been taking trains most days. So I took the train to Bollock, and I took the train to Edinburgh twice. So I guess it's just 3 times, but 3 out of 6 days is still quite a lot. Their transit system is amazing. So yeah, it was kind of nice to be introduced to European transit systems, because they're quite amazing. Even though, you know, it's not perfect, it's still much better than the transit around where I am from. Let's not get hit. I'm trying to think here what I'm saying. I have no idea. I was going to say something about the transit system, I think. I don't really know. The people here have been really friendly so far. I liked the people in Edinburgh as well. I just felt like it was just really touristy, so it was just a lot of tourists and not a lot of locals. So it was fine. It was fun, but it was very, very touristy. And it was fun for a visit, but I'm very, very thankful that I stayed in Glasgow, where I got the actual local experience, got to experience the Glasgow people, got to experience what it would be like to actually take regular transit and not just be in a touristy area, to be more in a residential area. So that's been great. I'm sure this area, since it's so close to the Ibrox Stadium, I'm sure that this area is a little bit touristy when games are going on, but right now it's just residential and it's been quiet. It's been kind of nice, and getting from place to place has been really easy. Alright, I didn't find a bench to sit on, but I am sitting in front of what's normally a waterfall because it's off right now and you can actually hear me, and I thought the background might be kind of nice. I don't know. If it's not, I'm sorry. I'm gonna start the story over because I have no idea if I was filming just now or not. Somebody walked by and so I stopped my story, but I wasn't that far into it, so I don't know if I was filming. But here we are at the park again. So I wanted to tell you more stories, and this one is about going to the Kelvingrove Art Gallery and Museum. And I went on the subway and I got off at Partick instead of Kelvin Bridge, and I did this because it's Kelvingrove is pretty close to Kelvin Bridge, but I wanted to go thrift store shopping, or as you guys in Scotland would call them, charity shops. So because I love secondhand things, and I'm a bargain hunter, so I went to go to some charity shops, and that's what I did. Actually, I was kind of on a time crunch because I left pretty late, so I only got to stop at one, but here is a picture of something I found inside. Now that picture, I thought it was really cool because what happened was you can actually go inside of that police box and you can listen to the music before you purchase this to see if you want to purchase it or not. I thought that was really cool. I got this scarf there, and I got this adorable little bear knick-knack I'm gonna give my mom. That's all I found there. And I would have went to more charity shops, but I think those were really the ones that were on my way, and I didn't really have time to go down the other direction to go to more because I waited too long to leave. So I had a very limited time before everything closed. So I went to the charity shops, and then I kept walking, and I went down Kelvin Bridge, which is right here. Took one picture on Kelvin Bridge. I didn't think that there was anything too exciting to see, but maybe I missed some things, and maybe I missed the exciting area. I don't know. I thought the bridge was really cool though, so I did take a picture of it. And then I went to the Kelvingrove Art Museum and Gallery, and there I took a lot of pictures. Because I was on such a time crunch, I'm going to send a couple over to give you a little bit of a teaser and hopefully entice you to go as well. Enjoy! So that was the Kelvingrove Art Gallery and Museum, and it was a very, very gorgeous building inside and out, so I highly recommend it. So, somebody's coming, so I'm going to stop filming for a minute. How are you? Good.